A world-class bicycle distance jumper. He's always looking for a new and untried challenge, and recently he found one. A high-speed leap over a line of full-grown elephants. A standard 26-inch bicycle has been specially reinforced for 19-year-old Mercury Morgan's daring jump. He will attempt to clear 9 elephants in this extraordinary test of skill and nerve. The elephants have been transported to Niles, Illinois, especially for this unique event. They will form a line 50 feet long. The largest of these gigantic creatures stands over 8 feet tall. Mercury's takeoff ramp is in its correct position, but the elephants are still being maneuvered into place. We're only moments away now as the lineup is almost complete. In order to get up to speed, Mercury will be assisted by a motorcycle. After being towed for approximately 150 feet, Mercury will release himself. He's ready to go. And they're off! He's on his own now. He's done it! Let's look at that leap again.
That's incredible!
Good evening, I'm John Davison, and here's a preview of the incredible hour ahead. Policeman Richard Webb is extremely creative during his off-duty hours. He uses jailhouse cockroaches to fashion incredible works of art. I'm Fran Tarkin. Get ready for an incredible test of athletic skill.
11 famous football players will compete in a unique pass-catching contest. A quarterback won't throw the ball. The football will drop from a hot air balloon.
I'm Kathy Lee Crosby. Tonight, we'll meet 3 real-life Supermen. When a truck overturned on a highway, they instantly leapt into action. Their incredible courage and heroism saved the trapped man's life.
Kreskin is a mentalist with mind-boggling skills. You'll see him become a psychic mailman as he attempts to deliver a letter that bears no name or address.
After years of worsening illness, Barbara Comiskey was at the edge of death. Just when doctors had given up hope, a seeming miracle suddenly cured her.
Darlene and Harry Kelton are the patron saints of pelicans. They've turned their houseboat into a pelican hospital and have saved the lives of hundreds of these endangered birds.
All this and more
Tonight on
That's Incredible.
Everybody had a Nerf ball across the USA. Then everybody'd have a real ball, Nerfing USA. All over Chicago to California. Nothing does it like a Nerf ball, Nerfing USA. Nerfing, Nerfing USA. Nerfing, Nerfing USA.
A car that doesn't evolve and improve disappears. This car has been refined with a computer that adjusts an optional fuel-injected engine as you drive, refined with side window defoggers and highly informative instruments. Mercury Lynx. Others may resist change. The Lynx resists standing still. Mercury Lynx, a more enlightened approach.
Through deep meditation, a yogi can withstand even the most excruciating pain.
Peter McGowan is a practitioner of yoga. He demonstrates the incredible power of that art by touching a scalding hot iron chain to his skin.
Peter has spent years training for this ultimate test of yoga power. Please welcome Peter McGowan.
He will now put himself into a state of deep concentration. The chain he'll use has been heated in this furnace. As you can see, the temperature is well over 700, 800, 1,000, and I'm afraid to hold it anymore. When Peter's ready, he'll pull the chain out of the furnace. just to prove that this chain is hot. Oh, I can feel it. I don't smoke, but I'll use a cigarette. Did you feel any pain when the chain touches your skin?
Yeah, quite a lot. But initially, no. It's afterwards I feel it the most. During the actual holding of the chain, I'm too busy thinking of what's going on in my own hands.
How do you block out, or able to block out the pain that any of us would feel?
It's a matter of accepting only one piece of information at a time, providing you think of one thing clearly without any break, then you can't feel other things.
Well, obviously, nobody should try this at home. How many years of training did it take you to be able to do this?
I've been doing it for nearly 20 years practice, but solidly for the last 10 years.
How do you treat your burns? I mean, you must...
well, you might notice I'm licking it. Lick has been evolved for the last 4 million years. Yeah. All animals do it when they get burnt.
Peter McGowan, thanks. I think I smell burned flesh.
It is. That it is. And it's very burnt, and I prefer if people shouldn't try it when they go home, unless they have a very good teacher, somebody that does know what they're doing. And it takes a lot of practice, and you'll get burnt lots of times, and it's very dangerous.
Thank you, Peter McGowan, for coming all the way from Australia to be with us. By day, Richard Webb is a policeman. By night, he's a skillful artist. The idea for his incredible art was born in the line of duty, and his major source of art supplies inhabit the local jailhouse.
I think that the strangest thing is the fact that everybody does try to get rid of cockroaches, and I try to keep them around. I'm Dick Webb. I'm a peace officer for the city of Ames. I spend most of my day in a patrol unit, patrolling the streets. We have a very old city hall, built in about 1915. We have a holding cell in that building, and occasionally there are cockroaches. And the city has a regular extermination program where they spray regularly, and after they spray, the cockroaches come out on the floor and die.
Dick's cockroach collection was a well-kept secret until one day his wife explored the depths of the family freezer.
My wife didn't know that the cockroaches were in the freezer for a long time. I had them sealed in a dish in a plastic container, had do not open on the container. Well, that part was the mistake. The curiosity got the best of her, and she did open it up. Well, a cockroach has to be fresh to be good.
Dick's cockroaches aren't food. They're the leading characters in a very unique style of artwork.
I start by, first of all, coming up with an idea, getting an idea of how I want something or what I want it to look like. I visualize it. I build a miniature set for whatever I want. Because of the scale that it's at, I can't buy any pieces ready-made. So each one of them has to have its tender, loving care. I put them in the sets right away. After a few hours, the limbs on them start to become very brittle. They can't be moved. They get stiff. They'll break off if you try to move them. I choose roaches for their size more than facial expressions. I haven't seen roaches smiling or anything yet. Then I coat them with a polymer coating, which seals them all up just hard like plastic.
Dick's bizarre bug masterpieces are often inspired by real-life situations. These cockroach cops are a tribute to the fine men in blue on Dick's police force.
Although Dick's art might not appeal to everyone, it's in surprisingly high demand. This realistic courtroom scene was commissioned by an attorney who lives hundreds of miles away.
It takes Dick an average of 15 hours to complete a piece of work. These unique roach artworks command prices of up to $150 a piece.
Dick has been creating classic cockroach art for 7 years. During that time, he has completed over 20 roach renderings, many of which have garnered local critical acclaim.
Dick is at the pinnacle of his cockroach art career. He has created everything from a quaint bar and grill to a fashionable doctor's office. He's truly a brilliant bug artist, and one only wonders what he could possibly come up with next.
The largest roach art that I've done to date, anyway, is the That's Incredible set. They sent me photographs of the actual studio from different angles so that I could see what was really there, the fixtures that were there.
The results were truly incredible. Dick spared no expense. He used over 88 cockroaches to capture every intricate detail of the set, right down to the expressions on the faces of the 3 hosts.
In a moment, we'll watch the amazing Kreskin demonstrate his powers as a mentalist when he attempts to become a psychic postman.
We'll see an incredible pass-catching competition that substitutes a quarterback with a hot air balloon.
Her doctors expected Barbara Kaminsky to die. She prayed for a miracle, and incredibly, her prayers were answered.
We'll meet a couple dedicated to nursing injured pelicans back to health and saving them from extinction.
When That's Incredible continues.
Get a little closer.
Thanks.
Don't be shy. Get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
To get close, I trust Arid. See, when you perspire, you're more than wet. Perspiration can cause odor. Only Arid has this powerful formula that helps stop wetness before embarrassing odor can start.
Last stop. So soon? Get a little closer.
Arid helps stop wetness before embarrassing odor can start.
Is here with fashion news, computers from Atari to there's more for your life at Sears. A Bell phone store that's full of fun, Levi's style for everyone. There's more for your life at Sears. Here's open home with country looks to make your home complete. Arnie clothes will suit you from your head down to your feet. And Ken Barnes hard to beat.
Wednesday.
He's gonna kill us.
A shot at murder turns into a race for life.
Quick, it's Howie. I think he's dying.
Not even the fall guy can save him now. Then,
Oh my God!
who survives?
Fire? Where?
Who's responsible?
We're under arrest.
And who will pay? The season premiere of Dynasty at its new time. And
Hi, Princess.
she's got a lover. And he's got her where he wants her. Trash Hotel. Wednesday. All starting at 8/7 Central and Mountain.
Experts have tried to prove for years that the amazing Kreskin is really not so amazing. So far, no one has been able to show that this world-famous mentalist uses any tricks whatsoever.
You're about to see Kreskin take on perhaps the most difficult challenge of his career. He will attempt to become a telepathic postman.
Let's join the amazing Kreskin in Santa Barbara, California, and see if he can accurately deliver a letter that bears no name, no address, no clues whatsoever as to where it should go.
Santa Barbara is a beautiful community on the coast of Southern California. It has a population of nearly 75,000.
One of those people has been chosen to receive a letter by special delivery.
An attempt to deliver this letter will be made by the amazing Kreskin, who has flown here for this incredible test of his psychic powers.
Prior to Kreskin's arrival, a secret meeting of a special committee took place behind closed doors. Their purpose was to choose the individual to whom the letter is to be delivered.
The committee is headed by the postmaster of Santa Barbara, Gene Howard. Gene personally selected the other members of the committee. They're Captain Kirby Duncan from the Santa Barbara Police Department, Captain Sam Dumar from the Fire Department, and Scott Stewart of the Chamber of Commerce.
We went through a variety of choices on the person that we wanted to select. We wanted to make it difficult, and after 2 hours we did come to a consensus, and it should be a challenge for Mr. Kreskin. I wrote the name myself on a card. Not knowing all of Mr. Kreskin's powers, we did wrap it in tinfoil in case he can read through things. We sealed it in an envelope. We also put a seal on the envelope. There is no possible way that anyone other than myself and the committee members know who the unknown person is.
What I do as an entertainer is to try to dramatize what could be done with human thought if a person will concentrate. And I'm going to try to lead them to the individual that they have in mind.
Kreskin's technique is to read the minds of the committee members in order to find the mystery person.
I will take the object. The committee then will stand one to the right of me, one to the left of me, a couple behind me, and will start to follow me and stay with me. The only criteria, aside from them thinking of where that person is, wherever in the city they may be, is they must stay with me at all times. They must never talk to me. They must never answer me or respond. And I'll try to take them to the person and deliver the envelope.
Yeah, you look so familiar to me. Kirby Duncan, nice to meet you.
Gene Howard will now retrieve the envelope from its secret hiding place.
Is that a mailbag, Gene?
Yes, sir, it is.
And that was what, in the safe?
Yes, it was in the safe. It's an express mail bag.
Well, Gene, I hope to be delivering this successfully in a very short amount of time.
All right. Let's go. Concentrate as clearly as you can. Keep concentrating every step of the way.
Kreskin has never been in Santa Barbara before. He is entirely dependent on the thoughts of the committee members to lead him to the correct location and the individual.
Charlie, you must keep talking to me mentally.
This map shows Kreskin's starting point as well as the secret destination for the letter. It's the Coast Chandlery building located in Santa Barbara's pier area. We'll track Kreskin's route as he attempts to find the mystery person.
So far, Kreskin is headed in the right direction. Then suddenly, something about this store catches his attention. Whatever he sensed is just as quickly dismissed as a false alarm, and Kreskin presses on. In order to keep pace with Kreskin, Sam Dumar holds on to Kreskin's handkerchief.
He's still on target as they reach Cabrillo Boulevard. After crossing the boulevard, Kreskin takes a turn in the wrong direction. He seems to sense it instantly and makes a quick about-face. He's back on the right track again.
Kreskin says he relies primarily on the concentrated thoughts of the committee members to guide him toward his target. He's getting closer to the secret location as they reach the pier area.
Incredibly, Kreskin is now very near to the secret address.
Sometimes my eyes are closed so I can only see what you see. So you've got to concentrate as clear as you can.
Kreskin appears to be getting the message. He's now within 100 feet of the address. He's found the correct building. But he still must single out the chosen individual from those inside.
Concentrate exactly where the person is.
Kreskin is drawn up the stairs. He now senses that he's very close.
I'll wait for you at the top, gentlemen.
Kreskin thinks he's found his man.
Sir, would you tear open the envelope, please, sir? Would you tear it open for me, please? Can I ask you, sir, what is your name?
Bob Keating.
Bob Keating. Would you open the envelope further? Bob Keating. That's it.
Hooray! Incredible! The amazing Kreskin has truly delivered.
You've all heard of the great comic book superheroes like Spider-Man, Batman, and of course Superman.
And then there's George Winkleman, Doug Lucknow, and Steve Kell. 3 real-life superheroes from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Without their acts of incredible courage, a man named John Perry would not be alive.
This is the spot where John Perry nearly died in a fiery truck accident almost 1 year ago.
John is still haunted by the memory of what happened that fateful day.
I can not really forget it, but I can put it behind me. And I can be thankful for the men that were there to help.
As I was going eastbound on Interstate 70, I seen a car veer off on the Mount Comfort exit, and then he changed his mind, pulled back in the traffic lane again in front of a semi. I seen the semi veer off down into the median, and the trailer tipped over. So right away I pulled my truck off the side of the road.
I was headed west on I-70, and I seen this truck come towards me, but then I seen it jackknife into the median strip and tip over. So I immediately applied the brakes and stopped as quick as I could.
I was driving on I-70 on my way back to Indianapolis. The accident had just happened. I pulled on up a ways to be out of the way of traffic.
Randy had just bought a new camera. He felt things were under control, so he stopped to document the events. He was unaware of the impending danger.
I was trapped in there. I couldn't move. A guy come up and was talking to me, asked me was I all right. I told him, yeah. I said, if I could just get out of here before this thing catches on fire. And about the time that I said that, I heard this little noise that you hear when fuel, you know, or something like that.
He's pinned between the steering wheel and the dashboard by the roof. So I tried yanking open the door and it wouldn't come open.
There's a guy standing right there. He's looking at me, you know, and he was working a fire extinguisher. I says, why don't you let me have your gun? He says, I can't do that. I said, I know that you have a gun in your truck for protection. Give it to me because I don't want to burn up, you know, and I was burning up. He said, no, we're going to get you out of there.
Everyone just stood there for a few seconds, not knowing what to do or anything. That's when I thought of using the chain and attempting to pull the cab apart, and I thought to myself, if it didn't work, I couldn't possibly stay there and watch a man burn to death.
I took one of the chains from him and went to where the windshield used to be and around the door, and we hooked the other end up to his truck. And I motioned for him to move back, yanking the door open.
The steering wheel still had John Perry pinned in the flaming truck.
When I arrived at the scene, the flames were getting pretty severe. Mr. Perry was screaming for us not to let him burn. Please don't let me burn. So I took to working with the fire extinguishers while they worked with the chain. We went through several fire extinguishers.
I was in the middle of the road, a considerable distance from the rescuers, and I was being driven back by the intense heat. I was not burned, but I was being driven back. How they stood the heat, I don't know.
Rescuers ignored the danger. Any second now, the truck could explode.
The flames got worse and worse, and then the fuel tank exploded, giving us a concussion, knocking us back about 10 feet. And then the fire really began to burn. And at that moment, I thought that he was going to die for sure because everybody was helpless.
When the fire really got bad, when it got up around my back and my neck and head, I figured that the best way to end it all would be just to put my head down in the fire, breathe the flame, and it would kill me instantly. And that's just how bad it was. You know, I'm going to die anyway, and I'm saying, God, I don't want to burn up. You know, just So I'll end it like this. And I did it. I leaned over my head into the fire twice. And didn't have to lean very far because it was all around me anyway. But nothing happened, you know. I didn't die. I was still hurting. After that, I just give up, you know. I said, well, this is it. But they never quit working.
I jumped up in the cab of the burning truck, wrapped the chain around the steering column, and motioned for him to back up once again. And when he did, he pulled the steering column with it. After we had the steering column pulled out, I jumped up into the burning tractor, grabbed the man, and yanked him out, and I started dragging him on his back. I dragged him about 25 feet, I say, and I just looked up and seen the tractor explode into flames.
They dragged me up through the median strip by my feet. It probably was hurting, but I was so glad to get away from the fire, anything, you know what I mean? And we laid out there, and they were working on me, and I asked some of the people, you know, am I going to die? They said, no, you're not going to die, so you're burned pretty bad. But I just thank God that I survived it, that I'm alive. And I thank God for the people that were here to help me get out of it.
John's life could have ended tragically, but it didn't. Today he's alive thanks to the heroics of 3 men who risked their lives to save him.
We're going now to the gridiron for an incredible contest of ball-catching skill.
The most difficult pass for a receiver to catch is the bomb. That's when the quarterback throws the ball about as high and as far as he can.
In this unique competition, the receivers must deal with what just might be the ultimate bomb. Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, California, will host this unprecedented sporting event. 11 famous football players will attempt to catch footballs dropped from a hot air balloon.
I think it's going to be a matter of who gets the breaks and who catches the ball off the bounce, or what happens with the wind.
I see one true athlete here, and that's Deacon Jones, and I think if Deacon get it in the chest, I think that he's going to catch it, but if it hits him in the hands, we're going to have a problem.
My hands are bigger than both of them, so I got a better chance with it coming straight down, don't I, big fella? They've never thought about it that way. I will win, and you can take that to the bank.
It should be a fun day. There's a lot of great people here. We've had a lot of laughs. We listened to Deacon say how great an athlete he is, and how very fortunate we are to be here with him, which we do appreciate.
While the players relax in the locker room, preparations continue. Once the balloon has been inflated, it will slowly ascend to a height of 75 feet above the playing field, where it will be tethered into position for the start of round 1. At the end of each round, the balloon will be raised an additional 75 feet until a winner finally emerges. There's a very light wind blowing today, which will be an added factor to contend with.
The players draw numbers to determine the order in which they'll compete. These men are fierce competitors with a burning desire to win. They're some of the most gifted players to ever play the game. Today's roster looks like a who's who of football. Number 27, Gary Garrison. Number 45, Speedy Duncan. Number 44, Floyd Little. Number 30, Lawrence McCutcheon. Number 84, Jack Snow. Number 20, Johnny Rogers. Number 13, Rod Sherman. Number 19, Lance Allworth. Number 25, Fred Biletnikoff. Number 81, Ron Jesse.
Number 75 in your program, number 1 in your heart.
Deacon Jones. Head referee Norm Schachter will officiate from the ground. The other referee who will be up in the balloon dropping the footballs is Joe Muha.
The balloon is ready to move into place 75 feet above the playing field. Deacon Jones good-naturedly taunts the referee. You may think the players are just here to have fun, but they're not.
At stake is self-pride and a first-place prize of $1,000. The balloon is locked into position, and the referee is ready to kick off round one of the That's Incredible Pigskins Away contest. We're on our way to finding out which player has the most incredible pass-catching hands.
This incredible test of pass-catching prowess will begin when we return.
If you're pouring Kellogg's cornflakes, you've earned a special place on the front of America's favorite cereal. Sit down to a familiar face, the face of a Kellogg cornflake lover, the face of America too. When you sit down to America's favorite cereal, the face on the package is you. So sit down to a familiar face.
Dear Lego Toys, what do we do now, Mom? Was all I ever heard until I got my kids your Lego Universal building sets. You should see them now. With all those bright colored bricks and other pieces, they build the most incredible things I've ever seen. Well, it's like a new toy every day. They love it. And their big, proud smiles, well, I love those.
Lego Universal building sets. The toys that are new every day from Lego Systems.
Tomorrow, get on the right track when Shabu and Keith up on the Soul Train.
Right on.
There's magic in the air, just our luck. Then, see Fonzie like you've never seen him before.
Yikes!
The season premiere of Happy Days. Tomorrow, all starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
That's Incredible will return in a moment.
Tomorrow, little Jack is about to be cornered.
I want you to be the father of my child.
On the season premiere of Three's Company. And Madeline Kahn is TV's funniest lady.
I am not a bimbo.
Oh, Madeline premieres tomorrow, all starting at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
I take my hat off to the best little breaded shrimp in Texas.
To the best little breaded shrimp
in Indiana.
At Long John Silver's, people love new breaded shrimp.
Everybody's raving about our new breaded shrimp platter. Just look at all those golden breaded shrimp. To the best little breaded shrimp in Georgia.
To the best little breaded shrimp at the best little price in the USA.
At Long John Silver's, people love new breaded shrimp. 5 TV.
To the football field for an incredible contest of ball-catching skill. Round one of this unusual pass-catching contest is about to begin. The first contestant, Gary Garrison, moves into position. There it goes. Oops, that one got away. Here's Gary's second chance. He caught it. Gary Garrison will advance to the second round.
Now it's Speedy Duncan's turn. Speedy signals to let her go. Ooh, almost caught it. Here's his second chance. He did it. Speedy will move on to round two.
Floyd Little steps in to take his turn. He caught it. He'll advance to round two. As will Lawrence McCutcheon, Jack Snow, Johnny Rogers, Rod Sherman, and Lance Alwyn. Next up, Fred Blitnikoff. Fred misses the first, and he misses the second. Fred is eliminated. Now it's Ron Jesse's turn. It's on to round two for Ron. Here's Big Deacon Jones. Deacon drops the first, and he looks a bit embarrassed about it. Here's Deacon's second chance. He did it, and he celebrates with a good iron shuffle.
This contest is shaping up to be quite an interesting battle. At the end of the first round, 10 of the 11 players are still in the running for the first place prize of $1,000. It's on to round two. The referee gives the official word to raise the balloon to 150 feet. The contest is proceeding as planned, but round one was not without its surprises.
First round went very smoothly and very quickly.
All the players are still in it except one, Fred Blitnikoff, which is quite a surprise because I hadn't seen him drop 2 in 15 years. So, and he's one of the surest catchers in pro football. So that must be something coming down from a hot air balloon.
The tension is apparent. The pressure builds as the players await the start of the second round. Pigskin bombs will now be falling from 150 feet. Round 2 will now begin. May the best hands win.
Gary Garrison is the first man up. Gary misses the first ball. And he's out after missing the second. Here's Speedy Duncan's first attempt. He can't hang on to it. But Speedy does hang on to the second ball. He'll advance to the finals. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Floyd Little or Lawrence McCutcheon. They're both eliminated.
Now it's sure-handed Jack Snow's turn. Jack barely misses the first ball. He's got one more chance. Here it is. Oh, Jack caught it. He'll advance to the finals, but he won't be joined by Johnny Rogers, Rod Sherman, Lance Allworth, or Ron Jesse.
You got to do it for all the big guys, for all the old guys who retired. You got to do it for the old guys.
I'm going to go for it.
Do it.
Deacon Jones lumbers onto the field, confident he can catch anything thrown his way. Here's the first ball. Oh, just out of Deacon's reach. Now his last chance. Oh, the ball hits his hands, but it was too hard for Deacon to hang on to. He's out of the contest. Referee Norman Schachter consoles Deacon and shows him how to catch the ball.
That's what it is.
Oh, no, I'm not with... That's all right. That is certainly incredible.
Round 2 is now history, and only 2 players remain. Speedy Duncan and Jack Snow. They both earn the right to compete in the finals. The finals are about to begin. The balloon has been positioned 225 feet above the playing field, and the ball will be traveling at close to 50 miles per hour. A bad catch could easily break the player's fingers. Speedy Duncan is ready. The final round is a sudden death battle. First player to catch the ball wins. Bombs away. Speedy positions himself. But at the last moment, the ball breaks sharply to the left and falls just out of his reach.
Now it's Jack Snow's turn. Oh, right off his shoulder. That hurt. Jack is slow getting up. The final round was an exercise in futility. Speedy and Jack, 2 bruised and battered warriors, just couldn't hang on to the ball. And the incredible pass-catching contest ended in a tie.
We have 2 winners, and that's incredible pigskin giveaway. Jack Snow from the Rams, Speedy Duncan from the Chargers. Both have good hands. Both used them well. They're both winners. They'll each split the check of $1,000. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you.
Perhaps the most incredible stories we present are those that have no simple logical explanation. Our next story is in that category.
It concerns the experience of a woman named Barbara Comiskey, an experience that can only be called miraculous.
Barbara led a happy and active life. Until at the age of 15, she was suddenly stricken by an unexplained illness.
I'd fall sometimes going down the stairs, or I'd be just walking down the hall and my legs would give out and trip me, and I don't know, I didn't know exactly what was going on with me, but it was hard.
From the time that I first saw Barbara, she had episodes of extreme deterioration and became bedridden, unable to breathe without assistance or with oxygen essential.
Eventually, her condition was diagnosed as multiple sclerosis, an incurable disease. For the next 10 years, the illness ravaged her body.
MS was not only taking away the ability to walk and move my hands and to see, but it was also just literally taking away my life inside. the less and less I could do physically, the more I called out to God and said, give me something to do spiritually. Let me grow. I need to grow. So that's, for me, where I got so much of my strength and more. It seemed like my personality is derived from all that.
I'd often walk into her hospital room and find her praying and talking to God, and her conversation with God would be very much like her conversations with me. I recall one day she was looking up the ceiling of her room and saying, God, I sure hope you know what you're doing, because I don't.
In May of '81, Barbara was admitted for the last time to the hospital in her disease, and at the time of discharge was sent home, basically it was felt that she would not survive, and that she probably would be dead within another week or 2 or 3. There was no way to tell for sure, but it just seemed like the end was very rapidly approaching.
There's no way you can deny that you're dying when you have to deal with it, and deal with it with other people. And for me, that was a help for myself and for my family. But it was also real hard to know that, yeah, I'm dying and I'm 30 years old. I know that my parents went ahead upon the recommendation of a friend and got a funeral plot, and we dealt with making arrangements for the funeral. And that sounds real harsh to some people, I suppose, but it made it more personal to me, and it was reality.
On Sunday, June 7th, 1981, during a visit with 2 church friends, the Comiskey family's prayers were answered.
It was this simple. I heard a voice over my shoulder say, "My child, get up and walk." And I kind of leaned forward, just in amazement probably. And then I shared with my friends, I said, I don't know what you're going to think about this, but the Lord just told me to get up and walk. So I took the braces off the arm that I wore and took the oxygen off the tube, and I just pushed myself to the side of the bed and put my feet down, and I just stood up fine. I think I was amazed myself. I was amazed. I was so excited.
Barbara's excitement was shared by the friends who witnessed her miraculous recovery.
In my profession as an occupational therapist, we've been taught that you reach a certain stage in MS when there's just a point of no return, and Barbara had reached that stage. And for her to come back and stand up and walk, and for her to have the return she did, it was a miracle. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did.
It just made God so real, and so when the times get tough, and they get tough, I remember, and I don't doubt that God, I thank Him.
Barbara's recovery was amazing in that not only was she apparently healed of the disease, but the atrophy, the wasting, the contractures all were completely removed, and she was able to walk and move all of her extremities and her whole body as if there never had been any disease. This overnight recovery that she shows is something that is completely unexplainable by medical science. It cannot be accomplished by medicine, and was not accomplished by medicine.
I hadn't been out of the house literally in 2 years except by ambulance to the hospital on rush occasions when I couldn't breathe. So I had to get outside, and it was Sunday, and what a perfect day to go to church.
We were just beginning the Sunday evening service. I was standing at the front of the church, behind the pulpit, and I looked up and I saw Barbara beginning to walk through the doors of the church. I was speechless.
That caused other people at first to turn around, and as I proceeded to walk down the aisle, they were turning around and just, Barbara, it's Barbara, and they were all excited, and I was excited too. So I walked down, and Pastor and I hugged, and I turned around, and there were all these people who had been praying for me. Oh, it was a real special time, and I think that's when it really sunk in for me, that truly I am whole. I'm spiritually whole, now I'm physically whole.